Dumelang, bonjour. Hi guys, welcome back to the second episode of Proactive PR and Lifestyle podcast with myself, Karabo, your host. But I am so excited to be back for the second time in a row and many more to come. Thank you guys so much for all your feedback from the initial launch episode. Very excited. I loved all your comments. I loved all your feedback. And trust you me, you know what, guys, people may think criticism is sometimes a bad thing. No, not for us. When you are in public relations, when you're in communications, when you've been in this industry of comms and events and lifestyle and this and that, you know criticism is a huge part of your growth. Now, on the second episode, what you can expect is fun facts, a little bit of travel experience. What you can also expect is a lot of knowledge, okay, coming from very knowledgeable people. New brands that are new in the market and rising and coming up, from some of your very most loved socialites of Gaborone. And so this is it. This is the second episode of Proactive PR Lifestyle podcast with myself. I had a trip to Johannesburg. So, Joburg to me is like a second home because I grew up there, I studied there, and most of my friends are there. And going back there it always feels, it never feels like the last time, so because it evolves so much. There's always something new. You guys will get to see what I was doing, in Johannesburg when I attended the Johannesburg Champagne and Cap Classique event at Inanda Polo Club. And also, a young business that is newly developed by one of my old friends from Johannesburg, and I'm so excited for him. You'll get to see that as well. So tune in, and our special co-host as well, Miss Nao Gaofiwe-Molema, will be here with us today. We look forward to breaking down all things social media influence marketing. Cheers, guys. Let's tune in. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is me again, your host, Karabo, sitting on the couch of my studio with my so wonderful co-host for today, Mrs. Nao Gaofiwe-Molema. Now, just like I had mentioned, the topic for today is one of the most interesting factors about lifestyle, today's lifestyle, the most influential aspect of today's lifestyle, which is influencer marketing. Now, those that have watched the previous episode, you have probably seen and heard of Neo. Listen to her story about, her beauty brand, Neo Beauty. And you guys must probably now remember that Neo wears many hats. So today she's coming as a main guest with a different hat. The hat of an executive, the hat of a marketing and advertising and brand building specialist. She is a colleague of mine, but with a different hat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Nawa is going to break down for us the socio-economic issues around influencer marketing. She's going to break it down for us. What do brands look for in an influencer? What is an influencer? How does one become an influencer? The difference between our local and those in South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Malawi, Angola, Zambia. As you know, Africa houses some of the biggest influencers worldwide. And I'm very proud to say in Botswana, we have someone like William Lust, we have your Kennedy Thals, we have your Marang, we have your Melanie Monare, we have so many, including Botem Holitsile. However, I personally, as Karabo, I kind of feel like actors, radio presenters, but the people that have been in the entertainment space, for them to claim the influencer role, it's a bit of a trigger because you feel like however, Noah has a different view, but she will bring us to speed with that view. Without wasting any time, now, let's welcome you to our seat. You are not on the hot seat.
Thank you very much.
You are sitting on a seat that you own today. Okay, now that's your seat for today, and you own it, and this show is your show today. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, the also beautiful Mrs. Gaofiwe-Molema. Hi, baby.
Hi. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm wearing Iconic. Iconic is a brand I discovered when I was in Joburg over the last week. I went to Joburg to attend the Johannesburg Champagne Cup Classic event at Inanda Polo Club. And on the Sunday, we went to Four Ways Market.
Yeah.
And while at Four Ways Market, I came across this brand, and my friend and I had our eyes locked on, and he's a Joburger. And I said to Bushi, look at this, and he said, what? My friend, we need to go. I said, so you don't know the brand? That no, I don't know. It's my first time seeing it. And I just fell in love with it, this t-shirt. So guys, I am wearing Iconic by Iconic Clothing, a brand from South Africa, a local brand. And mind you, this was only $700. But the quality, double stitching, hey, it's okay, I feel good. Again, now I became follower more Insta. I have the brand Black Coffee.
Yes, the celebrities and
Wow, man. Okuhle, I'm very proud of you, brah, and I can't wait to have you to showcase your brand over here in Gabs as we've spoken. Yeah, man, guys, visit the Iconic Clothing brand on Instagram, and you can also purchase it online on iconicclothing.co.za. Yeah, thank you so much, Noah. So tell us, how have you been?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here, and my language, as I said the last time, not a beautician, because I'm not a beautician. I'm just a girl who owns a product. But I'm here to talk about a subject that I'm very passionate about. I'm a marketer by profession.
Yes.
I love marketing. I love branding. I love Iconic. I love how minimalistic, how the GSM of his t-shirts are so heavy. And as you said, double stitching. I've always loved them. Even when I lived in Joburg, I loved his stuff.
So. Oh, you are very popular, man.
I love his stuff.
Wow, man. Okay. Yeah. So, do you think I could potentially become like an Iconic brand ambassador?
Look how good it looks on you. He must give it to you, honestly. He must give it to you. You wear it so well.
Now this is me trying to reach for a job.
Good going.
Good going, right? Yeah. So, Noah, as you know, today's topic is all about influencer marketing.
Yeah.
It's something that is very sensitive to me because of how evolved the space of advertising has become, and influencer marketing being on the forefront. A lot of people tend not to understand what influencer marketing is. As a PR expert, you give me a role and say, run with the campaign of an X brand. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sit and think, who is best suitable to be the face of this and why? And I'm going to get 4 girls, if maybe the brand, Mosadi, 4 or 5 girls, and I'm going to scrutinize each and every one of them until I can't scrutinize anyone anymore. And that will be the perfect person for the brand. But how about more ideology of running with the campaign, the creative work, the creative aspect of it. More the contractual part of it and everything else. That's your scope. And in most cases, the person that I may pick will not necessarily work with your strategy.
Yeah.
So break it down for us. What is it that, okay, one, what is a marketing influencer? Two, what are brands looking for? Three, what are you looking for as an agency owner? When your brand says to you, I need somebody to represent my brand in this capacity, what are you looking for? Where do you start? Because if you like a lot of people, but because babana hore more social media, more TikTok, more Facebook, more hona lebo Grace Mandlana that do this, hona lebo Kemi, that do this, hona lebo Kennedy Thal, they can get, good jobs, so lemna I can do it, but unfortunately I don't think at the same time. So just take us through it as an expert.
Okay, so I mean, I love what you said. Other people doing it, I feel like they can, which is not necessarily true. Karabo, Ghana, what people don't understand, before you see Dilomo social media, somebody would have done work in the background to try to become who they are. From a marketing point of view, influencer is somebody who's able to influence people or masses to like a service, to like a product. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it's an evolving market in Botswana. So it's very new for us, and there's a lot of they're doing it wrongly. There's the ones that have gotten the grasp of it and they're doing it properly. We are proud of them and we're growing. But the bulk of the ones that we have, unfortunately, wrongly. Just because you have 100,000 followers or 60,000 followers, because hardly do we ever have 100, 60K followers, it does not make you an influencer. It just because you have a followership, relay a video that people loved, Ubina. For an example, Ubina mo TikTok, and you did a video Ubina because you were a good dancer. Then you want to come and call yourself an influencer. It doesn't work like that.
So
it doesn't. You have the followers.
Yeah.
But it does not excuse that you need to now do the job to try to make sure you fit in with other brands. You do the work, you do the homework, you go and research to know about what marketing is about. Luckily for us, there's free courses where you are able to learn about marketing holistically. I'm not saying go and get a degree. No. I'm saying you need to do the groundwork of understanding what marketing is about, because social media marketing or social media influencer is a small bit of what marketing is about.
True.
It's very important if you're going to service brands or if you're going to have customers now, what are key influencer, to know what that is about. Learn it. And in our country, that's where something, because people don't want to do the job. Just because I've got the followers, now I can go to a company or a product, but I can influence for you. It doesn't work like that, my friend.
Okay.
People go to school for these things. People have digital marketing degrees. So learn, do your part.
So you mentioned something very important, something of followers versus viewers. The numbers. What's most important? Like, is it the viewers or is it the followers? And how? How do you then go back to say, what do you guys focus on?
I mean, engagement is more important. Not that I don't care for likes. When I'm gauging, I mean, likes obviously would give you a perspective how it reached a certain number of people. I get it. But what you really are looking for when you how does about melt waters to now look at a campaign and how it's performing, likes are the list of what you look at, because unfortunately likes is not business. You can put an iconic t-shirt online and then it will have over 3 million likes. Do you really have 3 million buyers?
No.
It does not necessarily mean that it's translating to revenue. So we need to make sure that we learn that both sides, both brands and influencers, there's more to just likes, there's more to just views. And then we need to then now come together and agree on what exactly are we trying to achieve by having this influencer taking this campaign on board.
I mean, currently Dove South Africa is running a campaign, and one of my favorite communications experts, Lebo Lion, is spearheading this campaign.
I love Lebo.
The lady so
I love
much.
Lebo Lion.
She has beautiful. She has such an aura. Lebo, we love you, man. Come to Botswana. So, and she's spearheading the campaign, and a few weeks before Dove South Africa, there was top billing with the top billing presenter search, online presenter search. And in it, your existing actors and actresses that are auditioning and radio presenters that are auditioning for this top billing presenter search, plus your other social media influencers, the likes of both Dominic Zapa and I'm not sure if Grace Mondlane also did, but they are all auditioning for top billing. But now, I don't feel like guys, these actors, actresses, radio presenters, sportsmen and women, they are taking away the who could literally explore themselves or be social media influencers for that matter. Like, you seem to have a different take in that. Just tell the viewers what you were telling me earlier on. Teach them like you taught me so we can understand you guys.
Yes. So when your view is that if you are a radio presenter or an actress or whatever, you are not a social media influencer. And I'm saying to you, it does not exist, Illinois. I'm saying to you that being an influencer exists because you are able to move hearts of people to love a product, to love a service.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's wrong with a DJ Fresh or Black Coffee, who is an artist, and they admire his life. And then a brand comes along and says, because you are loved by people and they see certain values in you that they love, I want to be able to buy into that. Yeah, you are an influencer. So you see, influencer it's a subset of marketing, and the only reason why it exists is to make sure that it influences people to like a product.
To like the product,
yeah. So that's why I don't want you to just set off and say when you want to be a social media influencer. You need to build your brand first. I think there's something very powerful in the last episode that Ms. Haborene said, and she said, and I think they also just had a masterclass right now on personal branding. The 13th, the personal branding. Yeah. It's important for you to invest in your brand, build it up for you to be able to appeal to certain brands. You don't just set out to say, social media influencer because I've got the followers. So you cannot then separate the following because of whatever it is that they're doing in their lives, and then the social media influencer.
No, I hear you. And we thought it would be because this takes me back to a video that I came across on TikTok by Grace. Sorry, I'm mentioning Grace Mondlane so much. Maybe I'm just, a fan.
Yes.
But she's a lovely young girl.
She
I adore her.
She is.
And she stitched a video of an upcoming influencer who was offered a job, 2,700 rands for 7 videos. And the girl said, not me. Grace stitched the video and said, in today's economy, ideally, this grace will say no. But the real grace that knows the struggle would never
I would have
would
taken
never
it
have said no.
to build up.
I would have taken that 2.7 right now in today's economy. I am not the grace that I am today. I would have taken it and I would have worked my butt out, my butt off to make sure that I secure the bag for the future.
For the future.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the problems we tend to face really bad. Well, I mean, we are not social media influencers, you know. We rona ra lebala from outside, and nna ke na le go bana ba bangwe ke feel gore you know what, go hara gona le mathata. Ke tla bo ke letsa motho nao e be ke mara please come in, I would like to invite you over for a sit down. And trust you me, I'm going to get a gazillion excuses for not coming. First of all, influencers don't like interviews. No, I don't have time. I'm way too busy, Karabo. I'll contact you when I've got time. And I'm thinking to myself, but I'm giving you a platform, a platform to explore yourself, a platform that does not beat you down, a platform that builds you and a community for you. Why do we have to behave as if we run the whole world, but yet we are looking for opportunities from brands? So, attitude. Attitude. Can we touch on that aspect?
So that's a very important, you see, when I talked about building a brand, that is very, very important to me. The day you decide when you're going to approach brands and clients to come and advertise using your brand, it means you need to sit down and build that brand. That means that you need to work on your attitude, your behaviors, your values. Karabo, your values are very important. The reason why we have a lot of mismatch between influencers and brands is because people don't know who they are. People don't know who they are as a brand, and therefore you then go because we're now batamadi. This brand only comes to you because whenever bata di follower. And then there's a lot of mismatch because your values don't really gel.
Don't gel, yeah.
Yeah, don't really gel. I mean, there's some that do it correctly, as I said, but then unfortunately most of the young ones that are upcoming don't know themselves. Number one, they're young, they're still finding themselves. Confusion, how you can't. You can't. Who are you? What are your values? What do you believe in? What are you really going for? And then on the other side, there's the brand. What is your brand voice? What are your values as a brand? And those things need to gel. If they don't gel, we can see it from far. Oh my God, this is a shoddy job. Yeah. It doesn't work.
True. Wow, guys, left speechless. We were again. This set is totally loved and admired by women of grandeur. But said, wow, but Kali. Oh, but Kali. No, thank you so much for sitting with us and sharing insights of influencer marketing with us. It's a topic that I know you are very passionate about.
Yeah.
And there's more that could be said. I mean, you know, we could be talking more about the financial literacy part of it. We could be talking more about the management part of it, because these are very, very key, important factors and roles. So I'm going to ask you to do this for me. You can even do it as, you know, for your your company, but for you to create a manual, please, a guiding manual.
I could.
Please
I could.
create a guiding manual.
I mean, I could.
That will touch on all these important subjects. We didn't even touch on, you know, the financial literacy part of it, the management part of it, the exploitation part of it, you know, the security part of it. I mean, human trafficking and all of this. Social media influencing, it brought it to that extent. So, I know it's your baby. I know you're passionate about it. Please do that for us. Because I know my viewers are going to ask for more.
I think I'll consider doing that, Karabo. But just before maybe we wrap up, one of the other ones that really is important to me, when we talk about doing the work, I've worked with a lot of social media influencers, as I told you, across the continent and stuff.
Nigeria,
And all that. So the serious ones have agencies backing them up. There's a bit of strategy, backing them. So the reason why they're able to come and charge a lot of money, Batswana is because they do the work. There's strategy to it. I'm able to know. I've bought AI that analyzes your data. I'm able to get that for my client. There were 1,000 likes. Invest into those. Invest in learning strategy or getting somebody to work with you. More strategy in study brand. Invest in giving your brands proper data for you to then be able to say, I'm giving you value. And because I'm giving you value, don't just come out of nowhere and say you are charging 30,000 for a 10-second video and the only thing you can offer is likes.
True.
Likes is nothing. Give us more. Give us more. We'll do the groundwork. What else can I offer? Let me do the whole campaign. Let me actually set it up, the whole campaign. This is what is going to happen. And these are the data and the insights that you're going to get. Be that person.
Wonderful.
Do the groundwork.
Yes, guys, you heard for yourself from the expert herself. Do not think big in front of the camera is enough. It's not enough. You need to be in front of the camera. You need to be behind the camera. You need to be with the creators. You need to be on the ground.
Yes.
You need to do that groundwork. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up today's episode here on the Proactive PR and Lifestyle podcast with myself, Karabo. And thank you so much, Mrs. Gaofiwe-Molema, for gracing us today. And Miss,
I won't be saying now.
No, I can't respect it because
I go now, Mrs.
You're saying mom now.
Exactly.
All right, guys, thank you so much. And now you guys will have a glimpse of my trip to Johannesburg. Right, just quickly. So I went to the Johannesburg Champagne and Cap Classic event at Inanda Polo Club. And mind you, I was dressed by Bonfil and half of it by Mosadi. Okay, fine. The outfit was inspired by a designer that I'm not going to mention because I don't want to get egg thrown at my face. But I looked dazzling in that white and red. You'll see the clips. And I was with my friends. It was really lovely. It was worth the while. And upon my arrival in Joburg, the first stop that I made a stop to Sol Aesthetics. Now, Sol Aesthetics is a lash and brow studio that is owned by one of my old friends that I love so much, Mojale Famalaza. And he totally did a sterling job on my brows and eyelashes. People tend to say, no, guys can't do the eyelashes. Who said, go to Sol Aesthetics, guys. Go to Sol Aesthetics. You will see that men get their lashes and brows done beautifully. So, you know what? We are taking this metro thing to another level because we also want to look as beautiful as these chaps are looking. And I'm telling you guys, when you're in Sunny Hill, Johannesburg or around, contact Sol Aesthetics for you to get done. And looking as sharp as I am, you'll see the video. They really welcomed me with a nice bottle of champers and some flowers. Ah, man, I can get used to this life, All right, guys, thank you so much. Now let's stay in tune for the next episode. Good luck. Hi guys, this is Karabo, Proactive PR and Lifestyle Podcast. Today we'll be meeting up with one of Gaboron's favorite chefs, Chef Nami, at a restaurant called Namnati here in the Gaborone CBD at the Zambezi Towers. Now come along with me as we sit down with Chef Nami and get to know her a little bit on a personal level, her vision, her mission, and what she's yet to accomplish with her talent as a chef. Come along. welcome to Namnati. You started your career, I remember very, very well when you had just come back from culinary school.
I think that was 10 years ago.
That was, wow,
10
time
years
flies.
ago, yep.
Indeed, you're right. Time flies, hey?
Time flies.
Your 7 colors Sunday course has brought us here today. Post.
It is the birth of Namnati.
It is the birth of Namnati.
Yes.
Yeah. So just give us a brief background. Batswana, anyone who is an aspiring chef would like to know how to find this lady. She's become successful in her own right, and she has gained her flowers already. No doubt. Where do you come from in terms of your educational background?
Okay. So I graduated obviously from the University of Botswana in 2012. I did my Bachelor of Social Sciences, and then I pestered. Perseverance, I pressed my parents. I told them I wanted to go to culinary school, so I did my other qualification in South Africa, Mafikeng Hotel School. As you enter into Mafikeng, next to Protea is the school. So it was a very practical on-hands course. We had 1 week of classes and 3 weeks of practicals. We literally worked as normal chefs in the kitchen every single day for 3 weeks in a month, and then 1 week was classes. And then I graduated, but in between, this is how I got to make a living for myself, because obviously culinary school is expensive.
Yeah.
So every weekend, when the clock hits 1, I'm on the next combi, coming back. That weekend, I'm baking, I'm cooking, I'm doing whatever I can.
Sunday, that's on a Friday?
On a Friday. Sunday before I leave, I make a Sunday course. I do whatever it is that I've learned for that week on a Sunday, and then use my parents or my family as...
So you sold them plates of food?
No, I didn't sell.
Okay.
I didn't sell. What I did was I put it practically. I did what I was doing during the week. I did it on Sunday.
Okay.
You understand? So I could practice on them, let me say.
All right, okay.
Yes. So I made sure, and then whatever money I've made for the week, I save, I'd give it to my mom here and there to pay for school fees, basically. I entered a competition. I won 10,000 pula. I paid it towards school fees. So I was really proactive. I wanted to learn. I yearned to learn. So with the chefs as well at school, I made sure every department, the cold kitchen, that's where you have your salads and sandwiches, the pastry kitchen, the hot kitchen. I made sure I was an all-rounder. So there's nothing that I'm not comfortable with in the kitchen. I can make desserts, I can make salads, I can make meats and stuff, yes. So
you really are an all-rounder, because in most cases, but before I get to that, I think being an all-rounder has to be the thing for Ronakwano. You cannot exclude yourself from other things in the kitchen when you are living in a climate. We
don't have a niche.
Because we don't have a niche. We are at Mosadi Clothing. Proactive PR and lifestyle profiles small businesses, including micro businesses. Here today, we are profiling one of my favorite designers in town, Mosadi Clothing, situated in Gaborone Phase 2. We get to have a conversation with the socialite, King.
I sat down 2 years back, and a lot of things were just happening behind the scenes for me, but my support system were women, my sisters, my mom, and my close friends.
Awesome, yeah.
So as time went on, I'm like, how do I pay tribute to people who have actually contributed to my life? Create a brand, Mosadi. I just said, hey, listen, let's just create this. And mind you, our main core business is the linen pants, if you've noticed. We don't have skirts, we don't have dresses, we don't do that. I wanted to be able to create something that is totally different. Why should I make dresses if X designer can make dresses? You get what I'm saying? But now, if you want something that's easy to wear on a Saturday, are you going for a wedding? Are you going for a baby shower? You can ideally get that, right? So in terms of the rollout, we just introduced it last year, December, slowly to the people to see the response, and the response was amazing, right? And during the course of everything, we had to be able to see, okay, fine, how do we now start marketing it? So now when you have people engaging us saying like, hey, can you please dress me for this? Can you please dress me for this? We're like, okay, fine. That means let's have maybe somehow let me say influencers, but I wouldn't say influencers, just people who represent the brand. Because influencing, I feel like it's a totally different game. But plus, again, I want this brand to be its own person. Even Ellen and I, as the brand owner, I don't think I want to be out there first, but I want you to be able to appreciate what we are doing first. Then you can get to know, okay, these are the faces behind it. So in terms of a rollout plan, we're still doing, working around it. But currently we're working on our winter collection, which I believe that it's going to be some sort like exciting. It's going to be more cool. And then we've got an independence collection again that we actually started working on today before I came here.
Oh, interesting.
So that is going to be a little bit different, not so far from this, but obviously our prints are going to be different. We're introducing new prints. Even the material, we've just got new material today. So yeah, that's how we're doing. We're just going with the flow, honestly speaking.
Well, I mean, look, I like the fact that you are easy with saying that you are going with the flow, simply because that tells me that you are not working under pressure.
No.
That also tells me that you are working with an open mind. You are totally open-minded.
Yes.
But that does not change the line of focus that you have to move along with. Because, I mean, look, already we're about to release the winter collection. While releasing the winter collection, we are releasing the Bot 60 collection. While we are releasing the Bot 60 collection,
there's a safari collection coming
there's a
up.
safari collection coming up. While we are releasing safari collection, we have
New Year.
Miss Botswana, who's going to represent us for Miss Universe.
Miss Universe, yeah.
Like, something along that might come up, and then there's festive, and then guys, you know what, man? That's great stuff, man. I just really like that. I like the focus, most importantly. So tune on to the next episode of Proactive PR and Lifestyle with myself, Karabo, as we explore many other brands locally. Thank you so much for tuning in.